Hi guys, I want to talk to you today about redness coverage. I often talk about redness coverage. Can you guess why? I have some redness. I pride myself on my skill level with redness coverage. A lot of my customers find me because they struggle with their redness and they make some common mistakes when correcting it. And they get frustrated because they're not seeing longevity in their makeup. They're not seeing good coverage. They're not seeing the results that they want. And you guys see my photos. I don't filter them. I adjust light sometimes, but I don't filter my photos. I don't use a preset because I want you to see the true color of the makeup and the true, just the way it lays on the skin, the way it corrects, the way it looks. I'm gonna share that with you today. So you can see I've done half my face. I'm gonna get pretty close to you guys, sorry. Look at the texture and the color. Now also pay attention to the color of my neck, to the color of my face. If you hear my crazies in the background, they're crazy. Okay, so tip number one with redness coverage is the brush that you're using. And this is true of any discoloration. If you're struggling with covering any type of discoloration, the brush really matters. I recommend to my clients that struggle with redness this brush here. This is the Blush and Bronzer brush. It is a fantastic brush. It's $36. You get 2 ends. You also get a 12-month warranty with this brush, so it is worth every penny. It has this nice, dense, it has this really nice, dense, round end that picks up the lightest layer of product but does the best job at pressing it into your skin. So important when color correcting, especially if I'm giving you one color and then another color, is that when you're addressing the redness that you're pressing it in. So I'm gonna do mine and show you. I use the shade Amber. This may not be the shade I recommend for your redness. Redness is different in that there's different depths of redness, just like there's different depths of under eye discoloration, and everybody's color is different. That's what makes this particular system so amazing, is that nothing is cookie cutter. Everything is for you. So when I'm looking at redness, I'm looking at depth, where it's placed, texture. I'm looking at the color of your chest and your neck. I'm looking at all the things. So trust me when I tell you, when I'm color correcting redness and color matching for redness coverage, I know what I'm doing, and I'm looking at the whole picture. So for me, I have a fairly kind of deep redness. It's good. It's, you know, it's not light surfacey redness, but I also have a green undertone, and I also have a very light neck. I'm considered fair. So that all plays into what shade I use to correct the redness. So for me, I use Amber. And I'm going to take my round end. If you have this brush, this is how I recommend you use it. And I'm going to stipple and press that in. I'm kind of just pressing and pouncing it into my skin. And look how the tiniest bit has taken that redness. And I'm just gonna move product around, and I dip in every once in a while to kind of build the coverage. Okay? So I'm just gonna take that over. And notice I'm taking it only where I need it, only where I'm red. Pick up a little more, I'm a little red here. I have some lighter redness here and lighter redness here. I don't necessarily want to pile on, not that I'm piling on anything, but I don't want to drop my brush down first in those areas. I'm dropping my brush down, so depositing the most amount of product on the places where my redness is in fact the darkest. And then I'm moving the product out to where it gets lighter, okay? Now already you can see the nice glow that it's giving me. And the reason for the glow and the reason for that is one, the right color, so it melts into my skin. I'm not seeing texture. And two, I'm using a very, very fine layer of makeup. No one wants to feel like they have cake face. They don't want to look like it either. So it's technique, which I'm here to teach you, but it's color also, which I'm here to give you. Now I'm gonna take my white peach. This is my lighter shade. Look at the difference between my jaw and my neck and my redness. So I'm gonna place a lighter color here. I'm only putting it where I need it. And then I'm just gonna blend the edges so I don't have any lines between the two colors. I get questions more than anything on the glow of my makeup. How do I get it that way? You are watching it in action. I do my makeup like this every day. I don't vary. The colors I use, I don't vary. Since I've nailed down my color, and it took me a little time, I don't stray from it. Right above my brow there. And again, I'm just pushing in, pressing it in. I can't tell you that enough, especially if you're sometimes, and I try not to do this with many people, sometimes I recommend a color corrector and then I recommend you go over it with another color. I try to avoid layers for you all, but if I do in fact recommend that, pushing and pressing is what's going to help you from moving products. So if you lay something down, you lay something over it, you're going to start swiping, you're going to move things around, you're going to lose your coverage. So that's kind of with every makeup. I always loved even when using other products, the stippling method. I think it gives the most pretty coverage, and I think it really is just a better application method than sweeping and swiping, especially if you are of a certain age. I'm 38. I can't sweep and swipe because my skin moves. So I can't do that. I'm gonna go ahead and run my contour over my forehead and just finish off my look here. Again, I stipple my contour on because I like to keep it in one spot. And I also like to get that coverage because that has coverage too, guys. Remember that. Now, I didn't place highlight up here on my forehead because I'm placing my henna, and henna has coverage. I'm gonna run a little Bella bronzer over there. Switching to the other end of my brush here. If you don't have Bella bronzer, you should have it. It's really beautiful if you like bronzer, which I think everyone does. And then I'm gonna contour my cheek. If you have this brush and you contour your cheek, pinch it. Pinch the brush, find your shadow, you see it, and then just pop it in there. Stipple it up, start over here so the concentration of your product is by your ear, and then you can kind of blend it out so it's nice and soft. Super easy, nothing crazy. I always like to kind of run it over with my fluffy end. In a minute, I'm gonna pick up some blush here. I'm gonna use Frenchie today. She's beautiful. She's also a fantastic color corrector, which is why I'm choosing to use her in this video. I don't have this issue, but some do. If you have blue under the eyes, Frenchie is a nice salmon color, and salmon colors tend to really color correct that blue. So a light layer of Frenchie might help you. I'm just gonna brighten with a little bit of Moonlit. I'm not gonna contour my nose today. It's just a regular old day. And I like to use my finger and then blend it out with my sponge. And that's it. You can always pick up a little bit of, I don't use my sponge to blend often, a little bit, I'll kind of press everything in, but because I'm using such a light layer and I'm using products where they need to be, I don't find I need to use a sponge to blend or pick up any excess makeup because there isn't any. So if you're doing this type of method, you shouldn't need a sponge, but it's always nice to have one. I always dampen it every day just to make sure I have it in case I need it. But that is, in fact, my top tips for redness coverage. I hope it was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions about redness coverage or you want to send me a photo of your face and I can talk to you about your redness coverage, please do it. I am an expert in redness coverage because I have had to deal with it for so long. And I find that my knowledge, and I've literally tried everything, is what helps me help my clients get the best redness coverage that they can get. Again, thank you so much for watching. Drop any comments. Please tell me if I can help you with your redness. If you have any questions or want to get color match for your compact, you can head to my bio. There's a link to my website where you can fill out my color match form and I will help you build your compact. I hope you have a great week and we'll talk to you soon.